Hello, everybody. This is your friend, the author that you know, Cody C. Engdahl. And this show is a very informal thing. It's a way for me to talk about and share my journey as an author, as a micro publisher, and a book marketer. You may be on the path yourself, you may be further along than I am. You might just be a reader who's interested in hearing some of the background news and things that go behind the scenes when it comes to writing books and publishing them and marketing them. That's what we're going to talk about here. Yeah, we've done a lot of different things with this channel. We meaning me. But this is what I'm working on now. By the way, I'm trying to build this channel up. So if you'd be so kind to use the vernacular of YouTubers, could you please smash that like button, give me a subscribe. When you subscribe to the channel, it doesn't cost you any money, nothing like that. All it does is, I think it just tells you, like, you can do it where you're notified or not notified. But so if you want notification, it'll let you know when I'm posted another video. I'm mostly just doing lives right now. And I guess that's it. If you want to share it, I mean, go right ahead. I don't know. Maybe you might want to share it. We're going to talk about, I'm going to microwave my coffee. It's not quite hot enough. I haven't gone anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I'm just putting my coffee in the microwave. I usually, I make a whole pot of coffee at once, and then I will, I'm just such an old man now. I used to be very snobbish back when I was like making all sorts of money where like I dump out old coffee, make new coffee. Now I make coffee by the pot for myself, and then once it cools off, I just microwave it. I actually feel like old coffee or day old coffee tastes better. It loses that acidity and it gets kind of a nuttiness to it. So anyway, I digress. Let's get on to it. First of all, let's talk about a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. I had some ideas of what I wanted to do today, and I decided, well, this is probably the best use of our time. I don't know if you've seen the thumbnail for this, but the 5-day author ad profit challenge is coming up. That's my coffee coming in the microwave. Right there. I'm not going anywhere. You can hear me. I'm just around the corner. On the other side of this wall is my kitchen. So it makes getting coffee. And I just heated this up, but I didn't heat it up long enough, and that's why I had to go back and do it. But anyway, this week starting on Wednesday is another round of Brian Cohen's I got to get the graphic up here because it's a really clunky title coming from writers, but okay. The 5-day author ad profit challenge by let's see if I can pull this up so you can look at it. Let's see, present, and we're going to do a share screen. Let's do a window. Yeah, let's do that. Let's share. Okay. So you can look at the beautiful work. Okay, then I just I just add to stage. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is by the way, in case you're wondering, I make my thumbnails in Canva. Absolutely, using the free software. I also am live streaming on StreamYards, and if you see the little up at the corner there, I guess it's that corner over there. You see the little logo there. I have the free version of that. Both of them have professional. There's a lot of things that you can do for free, especially if you are a starving artist, low budget author, publisher, marketer. There's a lot of resources out there. Brian Cohen is one of them. That's him right there in the lemur suit. He is. I will tell you about Brian from what I know, and I'm a big fan of his. I think Brian went to college for like performative arts, and I think he got started doing stand-up comedy, or at least he was doing improv comedy. So he's a little bit of a goofball, but a very lovable goofball. And he runs I don't know what is the umbrella company. I know he's got a company called Best Page Forward, and maybe that's the umbrella of everything he does. But basically, what he does, first of all, he's an author, and he's got a fiction series. I think he does YA young adult books, like superheroes or something like that. But he's gotten more into the marketing end of it and the teaching end, and so he teaches authors how to market their books. He also has an ad agency or a marketing agency or something like that, whatever the term is. And you can join at very different levels, from absolutely free, which is what this course that we're going to talk about is, to I think there's a level. He's got an ad agency that only works with authors that make $5,000 or more dollars a month in royalties, and I'm not quite there, not quite there. That might take a little while, but so I don't qualify for that, but I do qualify, and so do you, for this free course. And yeah, nothing's free, so I'm gonna just tell you right now, uh, the 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 payoff or the trade off here is, or the catch is, he does have this thing called author ad school, and I think that's the first paid level of working with him. And that's kind of like a collective thing. They have multiple teachers, and you're going to learn, when you do this course, you're going to learn how to create Amazon ads. And if you just do the free course, that'll do a lot for you. And I'll get into that because this is mostly the introductory part of my talk here. But if you want to go further, you can, because all the things that you learn during those 5 days, it's only during that 5 days, and then your access to that material is gone, and it's the beginning of the journey. And then you can join the author ad school. I don't know how much it's about $400. I don't know where it is, but once you join author ad school, you're joined for life. So you have a lifetime access to not only all the material, but they have multiple weekly live shows where you talk to the coaches amongst other people, and they really work with you, that, not just how to build the ads, but is your blurb good enough? Maybe you need to work on your cover, all these different things, how to build ads, and not only build ads, but to do it correctly, so you're not losing your money, and you can see whether your book is profitable. And then once you figure out that your book is profitable, then you can scale it up, because in the end, you want to make more money, right? And the thing is that I had to get over, and I think that every new author has this delusion. The delusion is that the hardest thing to do is to write the book. Man, that's just the beginning. Your first book, your very first novel, seems like a mountain that you have to climb, and you can't believe once you've done it. Now, I've written 5 novels now, and the delusion that a lot of people have is, by merely writing a novel and publishing it, that's the end of the game, and that's all you had to do. You wrote the novel, you published it. Now you just sit back, collect the money, and pick out what color helicopter you want. It is the beginning. It's the entry point into this world. Even if you are published through a big mega publishing house, you still have to promote your book. You still have to market your book. You still have to advertise your book. There is no getting around that, whether you're completely independent or you're signed with a major publishing house. I know guys and gals who are published with big publishing houses. They're established, well-known authors, and they're still hustling every single day on social media, getting the word out there, because the big houses are only going to do so much for you. You still got to do a lot yourself. So Brian Cohen's a great way to get started on this, and you can take this free course and not pay a penny. And they will pitch the author ad school. It is always no pressure, and they will say, hey, you can come back and do this 5-day challenge as many times as you want and never give us a penny. We don't care. We're just here to help authors, and if you want more, here's what you can do. And there's different levels that you can kind of work your way up. It's not a scam. Because it feels like, wow, like they're really helpful and they give so much away and they're not asking for anything. The Amazon, I learned about this course by going through KDP on Amazon and trying to learn, because I was like, I really need to learn how to do some of this marketing, because I need to step my game up. And I made it a point that I was going to really start learning and make learning how to market as important as writing the books themselves. And I'm lucky because I enjoy doing both of them. I enjoy writing books and doing the research and all that. I also enjoy the marketing end of it. I really do. If I wasn't so focused on writing, I could see myself starting an agency and doing marketing for other people. But in the end, I have to pick what I want to do. And what I want to do is write books and market my books myself. So that's what I'm doing. By the way, let's take a real quick a break here and do a little bit of that. This is of course, everything I do on social media online. I mean, that's basically where it is. I mean, there's really no, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, that's really the best place to get your marketing done these days. The most bang for your buck is online. It's not television. It's not radio. It's not billboards. It's online. It's just the way the world is these days. So let me do a little commercial for myself. I'm gonna. In fact, this is one of the topics, so we'll take care of this right now. Yes, I have a new cover. I'm so proud of it. I'll tell you the story of the cover. Well, first of all, let's get the business taken care of. Okay, this is my next book. It's The Prussian Prince. It comes out February 4th. There will be paperbacks, hardcovers, and Kindle versions, all available February 4th. Right now, the Kindle version is going to be $4.99, but if you jump on right now and you pre-order the Kindle version, and unfortunately we can only do pre-orders for the Kindle version. If you pre-order the Kindle version now, you can get it for only 99 cents, man. I can't do the math. I think that's 80%. Let's see. So it's basically a $5 book. And if you're only getting it for 1/5 of that, 80% off. You can get it 80% off. All you got to do, and you don't even pay the money until it comes out. It's just once you order it, I've already did because I'm trying to boost my numbers. But once you order it, it just knows that you're committed to buying it. When it comes out on February the 4th, Amazon will just take the money. I think it's $1.06 and 89 pence in the UK. So I did the adjustment because pounds are worth more than dollars. So it's 89 pence in the UK. So probably with tax about a pound, and $1.06 with tax here in the United States. It's available worldwide. If your country has a version of Amazon, whatever country, if you live in Spain, if you live in Brazil, if you live in Japan, you can go to your Amazon and order it there, and the price is pretty much the same. Whatever 99 cents is in your country, that's how much it's going to be. And then when the book comes out, it's gonna it might not happen right away, but pretty much the day of or there around, it'll go up to what it's gonna be, which is $4.99. We'll be running some specials though. Every 3 months, I'll do the 99-cent thing for a week. 99 cents in the United States, and then a week of 99 pence in the UK. Unfortunately, KDP doesn't allow me to do that in any other country. So if you don't live in the UK and you don't live in the United States, and you want to get this at a really good price, this is going to be your only chance, because I'm not allowed to run those specials in those other, like, in Canada or Australia or any of those places. So if you're interested in that, get on board. Why do I do it? Well, it's really, really easy, because I'm greedy. No, it's because it's all about algorithm, and you've heard that word used a lot. And it's basically, most of the internet is run by, what do you call it? Uh, Artificial intelligence. And so the more people who buy the book, it doesn't care how much you paid for it. It just cares whether you bought it. So the more that people order the book, the higher it goes up in ranking. And the higher it goes up in ranking, the more the algorithm on Amazon is going to show it to people, because Amazon's all about a customer experience. So if they're saying, hey, people are buying this book, people who typically like these things have bought this book, let's show it to more people like that. So, Amazon knows what you look at. It knows it knows what you've bought. It knows what you like to read. It knows all those things. And it has profiles. It's not even humans looking at it. It's all AI. So if you like, for example, if you're a big fan of historical novels, historical military novels like mine, and you read a lot of them, and you buy my book, then Amazon is going to find people who are just like you, and it's going to show it to them, and it's also going to show my ads, and so basically what we're doing with the pre-order is we're trying to get some momentum going before the book even gets out, and so and I'm trying to beat my pre-orders from last time. So the last book, Mexico My Love, the very first book I ever did pre-orders for was Blood for Blood at Nashville. And I remember I did it, and then like the day after I set it up, I watched Dave Chisholm's video on YouTube about pre-orders, and he said, don't do it. And his reasoning, and I don't know if this is still true, but his reasoning was, unless you're super famous, or you have a very loyal readership or an excellent marketing plan, you should not do pre-orders. And the reason being is because if you put it out there, not a lot of people are going to do pre-order a book from an author they don't know. It's just the facts. They might try you out if the book's available, but if they don't know you and you haven't built trust with them, then they're probably not going to pre-order your book, because they're not going to take it. I mean, you might get friends and family to do it, but so I was like, shoot, well, I already did it, but I thought about it, and Dave's right. Dave's, when he says that, he's talking to a general wide audience. So basically anybody on YouTube that watches this video. My feeling is I have a little bit of those three. I have I have a readership. I have people who read my books and read them. Every time a new one comes out, they buy them. I'm somewhat known in the historical fiction world, and what was the other one? Oh, and I have a good marketing plan. So anyway, all that said, when I put out Blood for Blood, it got a trickle. When I put out Mexico My Love, I got better numbers. I beat the first one pretty well. So now I'm trying to beat Mexico My Love in pre-orders. I'm halfway there. So would you please pre-order my book, 99 cents, 89 pence, or whatever it is in your country? I would really appreciate it. It'd help me out quite a bit. So that is that's the pitch for that. And just so you know, let's look at this gorgeous book. Oh my God, look at that. So my friend Jack Scott, Jack and I worked together at WDIV in Detroit. He was an editor. I was a commercial producer. Now Jack is the creative service director at 11 Alive in Atlanta. So he's a department head at a major NBC affiliate in a top 10 market pretty big deal. But we're really good friends. And Jack said to me, he goes, "Man, your cover sucks." And I said, "I know, it does." I said, "But look, man, I don't have a big budget to hire anybody. It's just what I could do for myself." And he's like, "You know what? Let me do it." And I said, "Okay." And Jack said to me, because Jack and I used to argue a lot over creative all the time. Jack's very argumentative. I mean, he just has a vision, and he's a creative person himself. Jack said, we both kind of I think we both kind of mellowed in our old age here, because I was like, Jack said to me, "I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to treat you like a client. I'm going to give you whatever you want." I said, "Well, that's great. And I'm going to listen to what you have to say." And so this is a variation of what I already had. And I was just using like the tools that KDP has where you can build cover. And my God, I have seen some really bad looking covers that people have done. Don't, how do I say this? Don't use the graphics and things. You can tell, like I go on Twitter, I see a lot of authors, and I can tell that they use the KDP thing, and which is fine because I've used it too. But there's a way of hiding that. Don't use the weird 80s graphic looking stuff, because you can tell it's a published through KDP thing, and it just doesn't look like. But look at this, right? And that's kind of what I had. The thing that Jack didn't like is that it had the Prussian prince. I couldn't vary the sizes. I couldn't. I don't, the space between the lines, I couldn't collapse those, and it was covering like the guys on the horses and all that. And so what Jack did is he basically took what I had and made it better. And so then one of the things he did is he darkened the top and the bottom, which I think is great. It looks like you buy a two-tone Telecaster from Fender, and what do they call that? It's a sunburst, where it's lighter in the center and it gets darker. So he did that, and he worked on the painting. This is an actual painting from the 1860s of the Battle of Königgrätz, which is featured in the book. And it's public domain, so I was able to use it, and it's great because I couldn't pay an artist to do something better than this. And this battle is this scene is basically in the book. This battle is that's Königgrätz I say they're Königgrätz or Sadowa burning. No, that's Königgrätz. Yeah, because they're on Dub Hill right here, watching the battle. But he did that. He compressed the lines between the Prussian prince. He made the smaller, and he added an eagle. That was his idea. He went and found that. He found a version of it, and then I found a better version going with his idea. He took out by Cody Singdahl. I think he was right. And this is just gorgeous. And the other version of this has I'm sorry, the full. This is for the digital. There's also the for the print versions. This painting wraps around the back, and I don't know if you can make this out. I can't see it really well, but yeah, that's Otto von Bismarck right here. That's Moltke, and the king is right on the spine. He's over here. He's off this picture, but this is look the most dynamic, and no one's going to know who the king is anyway. Those are Ulan. Are those Ulans? Oh, some kind of cavalry, light cavalry, and the actual Prince Friedrich Wilhelm, who's also in the book, will probably be on the back cover. It's their faces are very small, so you have to really know who they are to kind of pick them out in the crowd and look really closely. But it is a fun game. So to give you I'll just read the blurb, and I'll probably do a better job of this as we get closer to release. But an American Civil War veteran tries to get back to the love he left behind, only to be caught in a conflict of empires. This is book 5 of the Long Century series, but you don't have to read the previous books to enjoy this one. The Prussian Prince is a swashbuckling adventure that will take you into the heart of the Austro-Prussian War, featuring true depictions of the battles of Trautenau, Königgrätz, with historical characters such as Otto von Bismarck, King William I, the Crown Prince, Friedrich Wilhelm, and much more as Germany marches towards unification and dominance over Central Europe. Yes, heads will roll. It's totally metal, steam-powered metal. You're going to love it. Lots of action adventure, lots of very meticulously researched true history and historical not just the setting. A lot of people write books that are historical novels, but it's just they're using the past as a setting. But I literally put my stories into the actual history. So when you read my novels and you're reading the historical parts, like the Austro-Prussian War and the Battle of Königgrätz, you're getting the real story, the things that you're reading about the battles and the real historical characters. That's all true. And I also try to give someone said that one of the reviews I got said I really do a great job of setting a sense of place. So I was really happy to hear that. So anyway, let's get back on to what we were talking about here. Let's share screen again. Let's see, what screen do I want to share? Okay, let's talk about the author challenge. Okay, we won't share screen. Well, no, I'll do this. Let's do window, and we'll do that. Okay, we'll share that instead. And there we go. Yeah. So let's get back to this. So this is wonderful. I like I said, I found this course while on the KDP. I have an account with Amazon KDP, and I was looking for resources to learn how to run ads, and Amazon themselves recommend this ad. It's this course. It's absolutely free. It starts Wednesday morning. And by the way, all you need to do if you're interested, go look down in the notes or in the description, and I put the link to joining this. I mean, all you do is you give them your email address, and you're signed up, and you're going to be part of the course. And it's 5 days, but it's actually like a week, because I think they do like a day zero. It goes from like Wednesday to Wednesday, and part of it is it overlaps the weekend so that you have catch up time, because you don't just sit there and learn a bunch of stuff and then later on go, now how was that? You actually do the work as you go through it. And so when you're done with this, you will have built and have up and running multiple ads. And if you don't think, you're like, I don't know about that because I don't want to spend a bunch of money. It is hard to spend money on Amazon. I'm only now really spending, getting my ads to really fire. And of course, if you're spending money, it means people are clicking on your ads. And that means eventually sales, if your book is, what they call it, profitable. And the way you figure that out is, are you getting the sales to make the advertising worth it, I guess is, and think about this too. I mean, you know who Coca-Cola is, right? No one has to tell you who Coca-Cola is. You know who they are. You might like it. You might drink it. Yet Coca-Cola spends hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising every single year. And so you got to think about it. People don't just drink Coca-Cola because they know it. They have to be constantly reminded. And I started talking about this earlier, and I think it's a fallacy, a delusion that authors have, new authors, with their first book. They think that just by publishing a book and it's on Amazon, that's all they got to do, and you just sit back and the money comes rolling in. No, it doesn't. You got to spend money to make money. Now, the good thing is, if you do this the right way, if you keep your expenses down, like for me, for example, it cost me nothing but time and effort to write, edit, and publish my book through KDP. I am very fortunate that my editors are my mom and my girlfriend, who are very kind to help me to do that. And one of my best friends in the entire world volunteered to do my cover. And if you don't have family and friends like that, then you might have to spend some money. But outside of that, you should have very little overhead especially if you're focusing on just selling on Amazon. So it takes money to spend money. And, if you say to someone, how would you feel about spending $20,000? And I'm not saying you're going to, but I'm just saying, I mean, you'd be lucky to spend 20,000. You'd be lucky to spend, honestly, for months and months, for years, I spent about $5 a month on Amazon ads, and I was running like hundreds of ads, and I was spending like $5 a month. It's really hard. Now I'm beginning to spend more because I'm getting more traction and more clicks. But that's fine, because what I'm saying is, if someone said, how would you feel about spending $20,000 a year on Amazon ads? You'd be like, fuck no. But what if I said, but you'll make $100,000 in royalties? Now, would you spend $20,000 to make $100,000? Hell yes, you would. And you got to think about this. And this is a big mental leap I had to make, because I went into this thinking as myself as a starving artist, like Oliver Twist, like, please, sir, I'd like some more. I'd like some more royalties. You got to work for those royalties. You got to spend money for those royalties. You have to do advertising, and eventually there's a lot of free organic marketing you can do on social media, but it's really hard because social media is trying to make their money too. And eventually you got to grow up and you got to get into paid advertising. So I think that the very first place that you should start are Amazon ads, because it's a nice way to ease into the water and get used to it before it gets crazy. I started with Amazon ads. Like I said, it took a long time to even get to the point where Amazon was spending my money like I wanted them to. The other place that I do paid advertising is with Meta. And Meta really, Meta's like playing craps, where you can win a lot of money fast and you can lose a lot of money fast. Amazon is kind of set it and mostly forget it, but kind of keep your eye on it here and there. But Meta, like Amazon, I have ads that are always running. And the philosophy behind the Author Ad School is, don't advertise for all your books. If you got a series, advertise for book one, because if book one is good and people are willing to go to book two, book three, you have to have good product. I mean, that there's no getting around that. You have to have a well-written book that people want to read, and nothing in the world is going to help you if you don't have that. And same with especially book one, because if you pay, the most you'll pay for a click is 39 cents. And more often than not, you'll pay like 7 cents sometimes for a click. But if you pay that, let's say you pay the full 39 cents and you sell a book that you have up for like $2.99, and you get a royalty of a little like $2.07, right? And you made $2.07 for 39 cents that you pay for that click. But then that person reads that first book, and then they go and they buy the second book in the series. That's still against that original 39 cents. You're not paying another 39 cents because they went to the second book. They're buying that second book because they like the first book so much. And hopefully they buy the third, the fourth, and in my case, soon to be 5 novels. So that's the philosophy behind that. Now, I don't recommend what I'm doing because I've modified that. And Brian will tell you not to do this, at least not in the beginning. But my philosophy is there are 3 books that I could be possibly um, marketing or running ads for on Amazon. My first book, or not just first book, but first book of a series. So if you have multiple series, then you could have multiple first books out there. So first book of the series. But for me, because I only have one series right now, my first book of my series, and the latest book. And Brian would tell me, no, Cody, just do the first book, don't do the latest book. But the latest book is so good, I want people to read it. And sometimes people see it and say, oh, this is a series, I'm going to go back and read the whole, start with book 1. Sometimes that works. And I've had people buy the entire series at once. That's wonderful when that happens. So I'm constantly running ads on my first book and my latest book. That's always. And then, because I've done this author ads, I mean, I've probably done this like 4 or 5 times, but I've lost count. And every time I do it for whatever the latest book is. So I have a whole set of I have a portfolio of ads, probably about 30 ads that are for Rampage on the River. I have a whole portfolio of ads for Perils, Blood for Blood, Mexico My Love. So it's first and last. So right now it's just Rampage and Mexico are running right now. When I run 99 cent promos, and those are only for a week, and I run that for all my books. Just whenever, every 90 days, my contract with KDP renews, and part of that contract is I'm allowed to do the 99 cent promotion. And you're like, well, why would you do that? Well, because especially if you have a series, if you're offering one of your books for 99 cents, they might read that book and say, hey, I like this whole series, I'm going to read the whole thing and buy the other ones at full price. So I will run ads for first, last, and whatever book is on 99 cent promotion. Right now, I don't have anything on 99 cent promotion, but but the next one will be, I think, Perils of Perryville, and that will be later this month. And so certainly when that happens, I will, let me look at my calendar here real quick. I could show you guys. I don't think I'm giving away any secrets by, let's see, present, share screen. But let me show window. Yeah, look at that. I'm getting used to this. Let's see here. So today's the 14th. Yeah, I'm going to watch the Lions go Lions. It's, if you didn't know, I'm from Detroit. I live in Tennessee, but I'm from Detroit. And my Lions, who have never been good my entire life, are like in the playoffs. So I'm definitely going to be watching today, and hopefully that goes on. This is the author challenge right here. I have it on my calendar on the 17th all the way through the 24th. I have a talk in Memphis that I'm doing on Thursday. We'll talk about that a little bit. And you're welcome to it. It's the Sons of Confederate Veterans. It's at the Chalmers camp. Chalmers is actually in my book, Blood for Blood in Nashville. And that's at 3107 East Corporate Edge Drive in Germantown. It starts at 7 o'clock. And I'll have books there that I'll sign. If you want to come by and get a signed copy, if you live anywhere near Memphis. Let's see here. This is the deadline that I have to have everything in and approved, so that the publishing day, which happens to be my birthday. I'm trying to see. Oh, here we go. Oh, I should be running this for free right now. I forgot to do that. Okay. Well, my slavery book is going to be free for 5 days. That one in the writing book, I give that away for free for 5 days every 90 days. And that's universal. Japan, America, wherever you want to go. And then Perils, well, the publishing anniversary is the 3rd. But trying to see where, let me see if I go to the day here. Everything's really slow. KDP Payday. That's where I get my royalty checks once a. God, I can't see what that bottom thing is. I certainly don't make it easy. Oh, I think that's the yeah. Let me get back to here. I think that's just the deadline. Yeah, it's the deadline. I got to get everything. I'm confused because sometimes it says the 29th and other times it says the 31st. I'll have everything. There's a version of everything already uploaded, but we're still, which is mostly fine. We're going through the final. Laura's going through it, and then my mom, and so we're just kind of hunting for typos and mistakes and cleaning it up. So it's perfect. But there, a version of everything is sitting there right now. So if I die right now, everybody who's pre-ordered, you're going to get a version which is mostly clean, but it's going to be clean by the time we get. There we go. Prussian prints must be finalized. Yeah, I feel like. Oh, what did I do? Oh, okay. I want to go month. I feel like the Perils of Perryville. That's coming up. Maybe is that tomorrow? Maybe it's tomorrow. Sorry, I've really slammed on the brakes here. Okay. Well. Oh, there's another place I can look though, because I keep making the same mistake over and over and over again. Okay, let me close this down. Let me stop sharing that, and instead we'll go to notes. And I got KDP. Let's see. Marketing dates. Here we go. Perils on the 14th. Oh, okay. Renews today. So yeah, probably when I get off this, I will. If you wait a little bit, Perils of Perryville will be 99 cents in the United States for a week, and it'll be 99 pence. I can't adjust that one in the UK, so you pay a little bit more, I guess, because the exchange isn't exactly the same. And I'm bad at math. So anyway, that's that. So where were we in all this? Well, let's do this. If you want to join the Author Ad Challenge, and I'll explain what that is. We'll do that right now. Let's do. I'm going to open up. Why is this being weird? Stop screen. Okay, then present and share screen, and we'll do window. Okay. So you may say, well, I don't have time to do this. And the one thing about it is very temporal. You have to do it while they're running the course. And if you and you're given plenty of time. I mean, you're given I think it's altogether 10 days or something like that. There's some leeway there before they shut down access to all the courses. But basically what you do is you sign up on Wednesday morning, I think at 7 a.m. Eastern time, 6 a.m. for me, I live in Central, is you'll get an email and it will have a link to a video of Brian, and he will explain to you day one of, they'll teach you how to do something. And I think the very first day you're building ads, and he'll show you, it'll teach you several things. I can't remember exactly all the things you learn on day one. And they've revamped the entire course because things have changed quite a bit with Amazon. So so I'm really excited about this one because it's up, everything's updated. And that's why I do this every 90 days. So you'll get an email that will have a link to a video that you can watch, and that video will be available to you all the way until they end everything, and then they'll shut down all access to people who are not in the Author Ad School. And then the video is about an hour long, and he'll explain how to do something, and then he'll give you homework, and usually the homework is either writing, what do they call that? Pitches, when you write an ad, when you create the ad, you write you can write what's taglines. I can't, maybe it's taglines. I can't remember. And by the way, on Amazon's, you don't have to provide any of the creative at all. You don't have to make ads or pictures. Amazon does it. All you do is you tell Amazon the book you want to advertise and how much you want to pay per bid and how much you want to pay per day. That's it. And they'll do the rest. And you don't even have to write out a tagline. You can do auto ads where like there's no written out tagline. There's no creative at all. You say, I want to run ads on this book, and Amazon just does everything else. So don't let that stress you out. And then you do the homework, and then you post your homework on the Facebook, either on Facebook or Slack. They have a Slack channel for those who don't. There are some people who are anti-Facebook and they don't want to be on Facebook, so they're sensitive to that. So you either you either post on Facebook or you post on Slack, and then at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 Central, Cohen will do a Facebook Live or a Zoom Live. You can watch it live on Facebook or you can watch it live on Zoom, and maybe on Slack too. I'm not sure. And he'll go over what you had learned in that video, and he'll take questions. And it's an unbelievable opportunity. Either he'll answer the questions, or his staff. He's got a whole staff of teachers and coaches. So this is a great time to learn. I mean, not only can you get your questions answered, but you're hearing other people ask questions that you haven't even thought about yet. And so it's an amazing flood of information. And so they run, I think Wednesday is actually the pre-day. It's like day 0, and then day 1 and 2 is Thursday and Friday. And then on the weekend, there's no homework, because if you weren't able to do, and that's the thing, when you get that email in the morning and it's got the link to the video, you can watch that video anytime you want to. You can do it right away. You can save it for later. There have been times where I took the challenge where I was working and I was on the road where I couldn't do anything until the weekend. So I just spent all Saturday and Sunday getting caught up. And that's why they do that. The only thing that you have to be there on time if you want to see it live are the Facebook Lives. But even those, you'll have access to those all the way up until the end of the challenge. Not only that, but there are several people who are coaches who are really smart and really cool that do Facebook Lives that you can and these are lives that happen every single week anyway. So if you join Author Ad School, you can participate in these lives, and they're just other people other than experts, other than Brian Cohen, who will take questions and do live coaching, and you can, and they really work hard to answer everybody's questions, and they'll work with you. And there's a guy, a person, they are a non-binary, and that always screws my head up, because I have a hard time it's me, not them, that how you say it. But this person is one of the smartest people. What is that person's name? It's, oh God, I can't remember their name, but very smart. Every time I do the challenge, I always make sure I listen to their live stream, because they're one of the smartest people I ever heard. And I've learned so much listening to them and listening to some of the other coaches as well. It's just an amazing amount of information. You're going to learn a lot. And then what happens is they're going to tell you, hey, if you want more of this and you want access all year round, join the Author Ad School. And once you pay one time, I mean, you can pay it in installments, but once you paid for it, you're in for life. So you're constantly, every week, you can sit in on live chats and they'll keep you up with what's the latest with ads and all that kind of stuff. I'm not suggesting that you sign up for the Author Ad School, but I'm not suggesting that you don't. I just personally don't. I just do every 90 days, the 5 days, just to kind of get the latest and kind of remind myself. And it works out well for me. I'm very excited about it because this one coincides with my new launch. And I've done this before too. I can't remember which one it was, but I had a launch that was happening shortly after the author ad school, or the 5-day author ad profit challenge. And so even though I know how to make ads now and I kind of know the system, it's good to have it represented to you and with all the changes. And things have changed along the way as I've taken this challenge time and time again. But basically, I'm using this ad challenge to build the ads for the Prussian Prince. And what's really cool about Amazon ads is it doesn't matter if your book is in pre-order or if it's available now, because if you create the ads while it's in pre-order, it doesn't matter, because when people click on the ad and it goes to the landing page, it'll just say pre-order and they can decide whether they want to pre-order it or not. If they click once it's published and they click on the same ad, it goes to the same landing page, but now the book's available. So you don't have to make new ads once you've gone from pre-order to publish. So that is awesome. And I like the timing of it because I like to do the pre-orders about 30 days out because I want to make sure that everything is good to go. So to make sure that there's no way I'm going to miss my deadline. So I usually don't start pre-orders until I have not only finished the book, but have gone through all of my so I work on the book for several weeks editing it. And then once I get it is edited and as clean as I can possibly get it on my own, then I hand it off to my girlfriend, who goes through it with a fine tooth comb and finds all the mistakes. And then I correct her mistakes, and then I send it to my mother. And, and just so you know, my mother and my girlfriend aren't just like, nobodies. I mean, what I'm saying is my girlfriend got a master's degree from Vanderbilt University. She's a lab manager there. Her lab does biology research, biological research. She's a published scholar. She's published multiple scientific papers that are cited and things like that. So she knows how to write. She's a great technical writer, better than I am when it comes to things like that. My mother's a writer too and a creative. My mother was a commercial producer all my life, and that's how I got into the television business, to tell you the truth. So both these women are very qualified and could do this work professionally. They choose not to, so don't go hitting up my mom or my girlfriend to edit your books. But they do it for me because they love me. And so I'm very humbled and grateful for that. But anyway, all that to say, I start my pre-orders a month out. It might be a little wasteful to be running ads because a lot of people don't want to buy a book until it's out if they don't know you very well. But, the books come out February 4th, and getting we're about 2 weeks out now. So getting the starting the ads now makes sense. I think next time around, I might try 2 months out with the pre-orders, because my understanding is to get Amazon to send people automated emails that you have a pre-order, you have to be out you have to start it like 60 days out. 30 days out is not enough time for Amazon to put out an email to your followers. And what that is all about is if you're an author and you have an author's page on Amazon and you've set that up, people can follow your author page on Amazon, and you don't really have a lot of direct contact with those people. You're not even told. You can see how many you have, but that's it. But what will happen is if people follow you on Amazon as an author, then and they opt for this, Amazon will notify them. So, like for example, I just bought a whole set from Serena Dory. She's got a really interesting, kind of like a Harry Potter-esque series, but it's about witches, a school for witches. And I've been wanting to read it forever. And she's got a new book out, and Amazon, because I follow her, Amazon sends me an email. It says Serena Dory's got a new book out. Now I didn't buy the new book, but I saw that she put the whole this other series about the witch school, whole series 99 cents. I was like, I'd be a fool if I didn't, even if I don't read all of it, to not get, because I just wanted to read the first book. Okay, I'll take the whole series for 99 cents. Why not? So that's how that works. So how do you sign up? Okay, like I said, down below in the notes or the description of this video, I put the link to how to sign up for the author challenge. And let's see if I can stop that, and we'll pull that up here. Let's see, share screen. So if you go to that link, you're gonna get let's see here. Here we go. It'll take you to this page here, and it'll take you to this, and then it says get your free course. So you click that open, and then you put your first name, your last name, and your email address, and that's it. And on Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the morning, well, 6 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, you will get an email, and it'll give you a link. And the link will give you both the video and then kind of the written out notes from the video. So you don't have to, you watch the video, then you can go back and read the notes as you do the homework. And then you just do the homework at your own. You don't have to do the homework on the day it gives, and you don't have to do any homework. You don't have to do anything. You can just watch the videos and take note of it. And I would say, I think your best bet is to plan on doing it more than once. So like, he'll do this again in 90 days. So I remember when I first did it, and I built and let me just tell you, I did it, and within about a few weeks, I had doubled my monthly average in royalties, just by doing the course and building the ads the way he taught me to do it. And I've been building and building from there. So a lot of my success has come from me doing this course and doing what Brian and his staff have told me to do. And there's some tough love in there. They're all about the tough love. I mean, they're very kind people, but if they say, "Hey, look, man, your cover sucks." I mean, they won't use that kind of language. That's my language. I'm a Yankee. I talk like I'm from Detroit. I say things kind of rough, but they'll say, your cover is not converting. It's not telling the message that you want buyers. Your blurb's not right. They'll give you some tough love, and it's, do you want people to just tell you everything you do is awesome, or do you want to be successful as a writer and a publisher? Let's see here. We're going to do share screen. The other thing you need to do, here it is now you can do this through Slack. You're gonna have to figure that one out yourself, because I barely understand Slack. I was on Slack for a while for one of the temp jobs I did, but I'm off it now again. But this is the Facebook page. Everybody's locked out of it. You can join it, as I have, which will allow you to see things. And I think it allows you to, it'll allow you to comment on things too. But you're locked out of posting here unless you're in the in one of the challenges. Yeah, see, it's a private group, over 30,000 members here, right? And look at all these people. And I mean, these are a lot of these are my friends, actually. Philly's got a good Civil War. I haven't read it, but so he's got a Civil War book out. But this is, you join this group, or you join the Slack group, and then here we go, like coming events. Uh, January 17th is day one or day zero. It's when it starts. So at 6 o'clock in the morning, you're going to get the email, you watch the video, and then if you can, you tune in at 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, 2 p.m. Eastern, so it'll be 1 o'clock my time. And there'll be the live Q&A with Brian. And it's great. He tries to get if he doesn't answer your question, the moderators in the chat will. They're great. And then here's one of the things, the marketing sprint, community workshop. These are all things that you can attend. And if you can't attend them, you can watch the recording afterwards. It's great. And you can watch them all the way until the challenge is over. And then you basically lose your access until the next challenge, which is in 90 days. Or if you join the author ad school. And then Brian, like I said, he's a natural comedian. He's a goofball. He knows he's a goofball. So he puts out, he's a meme master. So he puts up a bunch of memes like, may the ads be ever in your favor, from whatever that show, Game of Thrones or something like that. Yeah, there's all sorts of just silliness, but fun. And one of the things that they do, and I really like this, is they teach community. They're really big on community, and being an author is a very solitary thing, and we tend to be, some of us tend to be kind of antisocial. So not only part of the homework is you do the homework, but you post it, and then you got to go like and say a nice comment to someone else who's posted their homework. And I really do feel like it builds a lot of community. And that's one of the things I really love about being an author. And once I got into this, and it started very early on, where established authors were helping me, and they were complete strangers at that time. And some of them become friends now. And, the writing world, as far as I know, at least in the circles I'm in, it's competitive, but not in a bad way. Like everybody, it's not a zero-sum game. So just because someone's reading someone else's book doesn't mean they're not going to read mine. And you want people reading. And sometimes, my books aren't for everybody. I'd like everybody to read my books, but they're not for everybody. So a lot of times I will repost or share other people's ads, even if they're writing something very similar to mine, because you can read. I'll never write enough books to satisfy somebody's reading habit for the rest of their lives. I'd love to, but I got a lot of work to do. I only got 5 novels. So you start learning this way of being supportive of other authors, because you understand their struggles and what they're going through. And it's not zero sum. You're not losing anything because someone bought someone else's book instead of yours. If you make friends with other authors, you might start sharing readerships. Some of the authors that I'm friends with now, I look on when I do like incognito mode on Amazon, and I'll see like one of my books, and they say other books read by people who read this book, and I'll see some of the people that I'm friends with that readers have read both our books. That's great. And so a couple things is, one, it's not a zero-sum game, so help other authors. 2, never expect quid pro quo. I share other people's stuff on Twitter and on Facebook all the time. I never, ever, 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 ever expect someone to do it back for me. I'm always happy when they do, or I'm always happy when someone does it out of the blue and I don't know them. And a lot of times I will quid pro, because I'm all about sharing other people's stuff, because I want to not only help other authors grow, but I also want to serve readers and say, hey, you might be interested in this book. You might, Serena Dory, when I bought her box set of, Witch School books, I talked about it. I shared it on Facebook and Twitter, because you might not want to read The Prussian Prince, but you might want to read about a school about witches, and that's great. And the more people we can get reading in an age of TikTok and Netflix and video games, that's great. And by promoting reading in general, and not just, I mean, of course, you promote yourself as well, but also being a proponent of just reading in general, of supporting helping readers find books, helping authors find readers. That's what it's all about, man. That's what I'm all about, and I love it. And I've had such kindness. And the thing about Quid Quo Pro too is, like, there are some authors that I'm friends with, at least Facebook and digital friends with, that I share their stuff all the time. Some of the ones that are really big, I don't expect that back, because it's not Quid Quo Pro. Because a bigger author than me has a much bigger audience and much more weight behind them. So I'm not expecting, if someone's like Bernard Cornwell, who I'm not Facebook friends with, who will probably never know who I am, I'll share his stuff. I'm not expecting him to share. Can you imagine if Bernard Cornwell said, "Oh, I like this"? I mean, if he did, I'd be over the moon. But I wouldn't expect that from him, because it's not the same. It's one thing if I share him to my audience, but if he shared something of mine to his, it's like 100 times bigger. So you get what I'm saying. We're over an hour now, so I think I'm going to cut this off now. Hey, man, thank you guys very much. I hope that if you are an author, that you get into this author ad challenge. Honestly, there's no catch here. It'll cost you zero money. It's great. Even if you're not ready to publish yet and you don't have a book out, and just start learning it now, because I'm telling. And also, even if you're with a big publisher, you can still run ads. You can run ads on any book you want. So a lot of times big publishers, they'll give you an advance and they'll publish your book and they'll give you some marketing, but it's going to be up to you. There's only so much they're going to give you, and it's up to you to sink and swim. And I'm telling you, if you get published by a big publishing company, and they'll do the minimum, but then after that, if your books aren't selling, they might not be publishing your next one. So if you want to put a little money where your mouth is, there, you can also run ads, even if you're with like Simon & Schuster or whatever, or whomever out there. You can still run ads on it. So anyway, we'll cut it off there. We're almost an hour and 8 minutes. I love you guys. I hope to see you in the Author Ad School. Make sure that you, if you have authors out there that you really like, whether it's me or someone like Serena Dory, give them as many stars and good reviews. We live and die by reviews and the stars. If you dip under 4 stars, Amazon doesn't show your book to as many people as they would if you had 4 or more. So help them out. And a lot of times we get 1-star reviews because someone doesn't like this or that for very unfair reasons. And that's why I always give, personally, if I read a book and I like it, I either like it or I don't. So I give them 5 stars, and I know how hard it is to be an author. So if I read someone's book, and I'm always reading someone's book, I give them 5 stars, I give them a review, share it everywhere, because it really does help. If I don't like it, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. And I'm not saying that about you. If you're just purely a reader and you think if you think I deserve a bad review, okay, all right, go ahead and do it. I respect you for that. But for me, I only give good reviews. I only give good 5-star reviews. If I don't like it, I don't. And I've read some books where I'm like, holy shit, this is terrible. But I'm never, if that person came to me and said, can you give me some honest critiques, then I would tell them. But unless I'm asked I'm specifically asked, can you give me some critiques on this? Then I'll say, okay, here's what's wrong with it. Otherwise, no review, no stars. I just quietly move on to the next one. All right, I'm going to move on to my lunch. I love you guys. Stay safe out there. Keep reading. Pre-order the Prussian Prince for $1. God, that would really help me out a lot with the algorithm, and or get the a print copy when it comes out. It'll be coming out soon. If you want a signed copy from me, I don't really advertise that, but I do keep them on hand. So if you want, we can work it out. I'll send it to you. I think I asked for like $3 for shipping and handling, and then it's the same cost as it is on Amazon. I think the paperbacks are going to be $12. I think they're going to be $12. Okay, I've been saying goodbye forever. I mean it this time. I love you guys. You take care, and I'll see you next week. I'll probably do another one on the ad challenge just to see. I'll be in the middle of it, so we'll talk some more. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.